you shouldn't feel that way. You should feel different, but you should also feel the same as everyone else. Consider the duality of fear and love, affirmation, validation. That's judgment. That's someone judging you. And to get high off of those is to be susceptible to the lows. Practice opening your chest. Experiment with feeling I am free. Be open to loving yourself. Hello, my name's Arrien, and this morning I am coming to you with a soft and sensitive ear and voice. It's raining outside. There are birds chirping. I think the topic of this video will be, in one way, sensitivity. And prior to sitting down to make this video, to become more aware of my sensitivity, I did some things to my body. I'm wearing this really soft shirt. Let's see if I can do some ASMR here. And I also decided to take off my bra because I thought that might make my body more sensitive and help me be more aware of my body and its sensitivity. I also took off my socks. I'm going to show my feet right now. You can send me money. I would appreciate that, actually. I'm also wearing an earring that is a starfish. And I think of starfish. I once went to Oregon and you could touch the sea anemones, and they responded to you. They were very sensitive to touch. My other earring is a butterfly. And butterflies are pretty sensitive to touch as well. I also decided to wear a necklace and put it pretty tight against my neck. And the thought behind that is it can help me be more aware of another body part, my neck, and when it feels tense or restrained. It's a little chilly. I'm not really sure how to best sit on the ground so that my foot doesn't feel like it's in pressure. I have a belt on, which is holding me, not constricting me. That's how I can think of it. I can hear the highway. I can hear birds. There's lots to see out my window, but that's not really sensitive in the visceral, felt way. So what got me thinking about this? Today I drew the card Queen of Cups, which in my Voyager deck is called Woman of Cups. And I have been making some notes about it. Something happened this morning. Something happened. This card helped me think about it. So what happened was I was really feeling myself. I was dancing to Don't Wait. I'll put, you can look at it here. I was dancing and I took a video of myself dancing with the Instagram app. But but I started to become self-conscious about my dancing. I was watching my body to see if I was dancing well, if I could dance better. And very quickly, I was so tense and afraid. And I couldn't put it into words at the time. I just felt tense. But I think I was afraid of judgment. That's what I'm thinking now. So in this Voyager deck book, there's a section talking about an unevolved expression or inhabitation, habitation, habit. I paraphrased into notes the unevolved. Overwhelming emotional influence that consumes and gets others stuck in your own process, not feeling for their feeling, dominant emotional energy, lacking discretion, lacking reflection, insensitive. Now, this unevolved, it's talking about others and the social aspect of this, and how, your own emotional process, when you're insensitive to those around you, can completely overwhelm. But that happens internally. When I don't stop for myself and feel the fear that I feel, I become insensitive to my own existence. When I'm caught in my emotions, I become insensitive. I have written here, awareness of hurt, the unhealed trauma of being judged. This happens when I want to share something that I did that caused me pleasure, and that often involves my body. This is shame. Of course it comes back to shame. There's a real trauma behind feeling shame. I don't have a clear memory, a explicit example of this, but I have such an imagination of being a child and doing something that felt good, that felt right, that wasn't hurting anyone, and being punished and reprimanded for it. And I feel like when I get self-conscious on Instagram, there's this invisible viewer who I'm afraid of, who's judging me. And of course, part of this is because I check who views my Instagram stories. And I see exes, I see people who, I want to love more, people who I wish wouldn't be so attached to me. I have some family members, I have friends who, sometimes I really care what they think of me. There's body sensitivity and there's emotional sensitivity. One way of shaming children is calling them sensitive. Oh, you're sensitive. Not even children. People just say this to adults. You're being sensitive. There's a lot of ironic applications of this word, because you go to buy condoms and it talks about sensitivity, increased sensitivity. We take drugs to have increased sensitivity, not alcohol, but I think some other drugs increase your sensitivity because you want to feel more. Whatever it is that makes music sound better, you can hear more of it. But then we ignore people. We shut down natural feelings. We tell people, you shouldn't feel that way. You should feel different, but you should also feel the same as everyone else. The Child of Cups in my deck is called Feeler, and I think there's some kind of revisioning and regression that is involved in a awareness and address to trauma, where returning to a very basic kind of unjudgmental feeling state can help us. I'm always new. Innocent is a loaded term, but imagine you are innocent. It's not your fault. Just for a moment, set a timer if you want, but for that amount of time, just do the mental exercise of feeling as if everything is new. There's no history with a subject, with a person, with an environment. It's a practice in being present. Meditate and just label your thoughts as thoughts. Listen to everything around you. Feel your body. Feel what's under you. Feel how gravity is so strong. Another aspect to judgment is, as much fear as there is of judgment, consider how much love is in judgment. And maybe this is a confused interpretation. Consider the duality of fear and love when applied to criticism and judgment and the way that you think of yourself and evaluate the things you do. Affirmation, validation, that's judgment. That's someone judging you. And to get high off of those is to be susceptible to the lows of those same evaluations, of those same critique processes. Acknowledge how much good feeling you might experience from being judged. Maybe that's something to divest from. So back to Woman of Cups. Here's some more notes. In complete empathy with the great beauty and richness of being in complete empathy with the beauty that is. Look at some plants. Go outside. Just look at a table that you like. And feel for it. Feel that you are also that beautiful, that admirable, and that worthy and deserving of appreciation. Feel your emotions. Control your emotions only to not hurt others. So this can mean isolating yourself. Not for long, right? Don't get depressed, but it can mean being alone with happiness, being alone and doing something that you love, something that makes you feel good. Don't be reactive, but feel deeply. Protect sensitivity. Apply a wrathful compassion towards protecting sensitivity. Reflect. Consider wholeness and equality in the application of your thought and your love and your feeling. What I did today for meditation, aside from my usual just sitting, breathing, and labeling thinking and singing and feeling, is practice having an open heart. Practice opening your chest. Take deep breaths. Expand your chest as much as you can. Breathe out and maintain the fullness, or at least try to. Practice opening your heart. Consider freedom. Feel freedom. Experiment with feeling I am free. Just consider it. Just try it. Be open to trying something new. Be open to loving yourself. Don't let fear suppress you. Be sensitive. There can be a rush, a good feeling, a rush to feeling fear and battling it, fighting it. Try just sitting with that feeling. Take your time. Dream big. Let yourself love without discrimination. Meet people in your heart, if not in person. Sometimes it's not safe to meet people in person. but meet people in your heart where you can love them safely. Queen of Cups, feel, rejoice, and stop when you're hurting. Stop when you don't feel free. Listen, observe, maybe even try loving the fear, and not in a way that you reproduce the fear, but that you just are with it and noting that it's gonna leave. That maybe on some level you want the fear to go away, but you have an opportunity to love it, to be with it for as long as it's there. You can learn from it. Another song that I found helpful this morning was Lights Out by Deep Sea Diver. Some of the lyrics are, I wait for you to care. I wait for you to carry me. I swore I wouldn't look the other way. Don't look away from things that pull you. Don't look away from your desire. Be aware of your shame and be with it. Seek company, seek friendship, people who will just be with you, just sit with you, breathe with you, that don't want anything from you. There's another Deep Sea Diver song. The lyrics are, I forgot it. Maybe I'll remember and I'll put the link below. So, to wrap this up, I hope that there's space and time and capacity to be sensitive today, that you can allot some time for that, that you can find some people who you can talk to about your sensitivities, so that you can feel, that you can be happy and share it without shame. Try new things. Be willing to mess up and forgive. Try expecting forgiveness while still being accountable. Maybe take a break from social media. I know Instagram generally just provokes a lot of fear in me. And in that sense, it can be a really useful tool for encountering fear. But I need to be careful, full of care with how I engage with something that I know makes me feel afraid. Be gentle and feel what is gentle. Have someone touch you gently. Caress lightly. Enjoy sensitivity. Bye.